Hey, welcome back, friends, to the Castro Valley News live show. Sorry if it looked like I was frozen in time for a second there. The This other end of meta. Good evening to Mary, starting off the roll call early. This live window to the window here to going live, it's wonky and it changes weekly. It's bizarre. So normally what happens, and I apologize for this, I think the live stream starts and you probably see me like scratching my face, or I might be doing this with a pencil or something. It's weird because it gives like a little 3, 2, 1 your live thing on my end, but it's probably live on your screen already. So we are in the roll call. Good evening to Bob. Bob is in the house. Good evening to Jan. Jan, thank you for your time. And Bob brings up something about Bob says last night in the village was nice. I know I had mentioned. Oops. Yes. Our moderator is on top of giving you all of the disclaimers and all the good information when it comes to commenting and participating here. Good evening to Maureen. I haven't seen Maureen on the show yet, so it's awesome. Welcome to. Good evening, Maureen. I'm chirping and stumbling over my words and what I was trying to say, but welcome to the show, Maureen. Thank you for dialing in. Got a new camera here. This thing is amazing. I thought the what it looked like before with okay, Maureen, this is your second time watching the show, and welcome again. We are doing the show on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Good evening to Dennis. Dennis, I hope you're doing well. So wait, before I go any further into, give me a second. Good evening, Kathy. That's product placement right there. Big shout out to George and company at Val's. Just got a weird sensation in my throat from talking. I'm probably trying to throw too much out, and with this microphone, I don't really need to be that loud. So my name is Roberto. Welcome to the show. We do this Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. The concept is kind of like an old school radio show, but it's audio and video, and it's live on Facebook. So it's kind of a new twist on an old school concept. And what we do is for the hour, we talk about things that are happening in our community. And I give you the text number here, 510-331-9112. If there's a topic or a news item or something happening that you are concerned about or that you have on your mind, text it in to me and we can talk about it. I can add it to the list here. Usually it gets washed out. There's the list right there. Good evening to Gary. Gary says, hello, checking in, regular attendee now when I am available. And Gary, I am glad that you check in when you are available. You are awesome, and I appreciate your support, Gary. And yes, our moderator is giving you some information that Facebook is now doubling our stars, matching every star donation during the Castro Valley News live shows. We would like to definitely encourage you to support us through Facebook stars. Facebook gets 1 cent per star, and we get the rest, now doubled by Facebook. Good evening to Jack. Deuces back to you, Jack. Welcome to the show. Barbara just got the memo about the doubling of the stars and just sent us 100. Thank you so much, Barbara. And something that Bob had mentioned earlier in the show, I know I had totally promised to live stream the tree lighting event at the village last night. Meredith just sent us 100 stars. Meredith has also sent stars 3 weeks in a row. And Meredith, you are awesome, but you know that. And if you don't know that, I'm going to tell you again, you are awesome, Meredith. Thank you so much for the stars. So I'll backtrack to the stars thing. If you look at the bottom where the comments are, if you click in there, you can hit stars, and the stars are not free. They cost some money. It's not a lot. But you can donate any denomination that you would like to. Oh, Mary says, happy birthday to the moderator's wife. Happy birthday to Nimone. I wish you a wonderful, beautiful, lovely day. Nimone, you are awesome. Thank you for all that you do. And this is a Val's mug, by the way, in case you were curious. I'm sure you're not. If you are a business and you would like to sponsor the show and you have coffee mugs, send me an inbox and we'll work something out. I'm winking if you hadn't noticed. We can do that product placement right there. Bob says he was looking for me. Given what's happening, and I'm just saying this is where I'm at in my mind. Given what's happening with the new Omicron thing with COVID, I put some thought into it, and the majority of my thought was in regards to my mom and her safety, and myself as well. And I opted to not attend the tree lighting event at the Village last night. Barbara says, fantastic job last night at the tree lighting. I'm a super fan of Mel. He is a gem in our town. Barbara, you just made the understatement of the year, and I'm sorry I'm pointing. It's rude. Mel Speed is awesome. Mel Speed is amazing. I can't say enough about Mel Speed and everything he does for the community. He volunteers tons and tons of time. He loves our community. I've known Mel for a ton of years, and he is not just an asset to the community. He's an awesome dude, and he's a great friend. So Mel, if you're listening, dude, I love you. Barbara, tag Mel Speed and maybe Dayna as well. Maybe they're watching, but that is an understatement. So getting back to the tree lighting thing, I apologize because I know I had mentioned quite a few times that I was going to be there live streaming. Just did not feel comfortable to me with the factors that are unknown with Omicron. I don't know if you guys spotted it yesterday. There's quite a few cases of Omicron in Alameda County, and I think Bob says everyone was wearing masks. It was outside, and I am cautious and feel safe. I dig that, Bob. I love your perspective. Dennis, thank you. 400 stars. So for every 400 star that you just sent us, Dennis, Facebook or Meta or whatever they're called this week is going to double that. And also going back to the 100 that Meredith sent. Thank you, Meredith. That's going to be 200 stars. And also Barbara sent 100. That's going to be 200 stars. And I lost some gray matter earlier this week because there was an invoice that Meta. I can't say Meta with a straight face. It's Facebook. There was an invoice that was sent from Meta. It's Meta, and they have a little. It's like an infinity logo, or I don't know. Bless their hearts, Facebook, for changing your name. It does not detract the fact of all the dirty stuff that you did. Oops, they're probably... Now the stream's going to go all wonky because I just threw some shade on Meta. But was I talking about stars? Yeah, no. There was an invoice that came in from Meta, and guys, we do get change from those stars. It's amazing, and it kind of counters my perception of Meta because they're huge. They're this gigantic juggernaut. Juggernaut is tonight's $2 word. It's such a good word, and it's an amazing, cool Marvel character, Juggernaut. Look him up. He was wacky in Deadpool 2. But anyways, that's a different story. But Meta is this gigantic, massive, huge juggernaut business. But they are giving content creators. Gary says, now I will be in Facebook jail. Yes. But they are recognizing the importance of the creators on their page. And they've created this stars thing, which is super amazing because for every star that you purchase, and I have to plead ignorance, I do not know how much the stars are each. But it's up to you. You can choose how many. There you go. Our moderator just posted the definition for Juggernaut, and talking about stars. For every star that you purchase, the creators of content get the lion's share of what you purchase. Brian says, "Hey Rob, how about a shout out to me, buddy? You're the man, dude. Thank you for caring so much about Castro Valley." You know what? I'm gonna bring this show to a screeching halt because I haven't heard from Brian in a minute. I've known Brian for a lot of years, and I love me some Brian. Brian, I hope you're doing well. It's been so long since I seen you, and you know what? Here is a huge shout out to Brian. I hope you're doing well, brother. Hopefully I'll see you around town. It's been a minute since I seen you, and it does. I think my heart's over here. It does my heart good to know that you're doing well, Brian. I love you, and I hope I see you soon. Thank you to Kathy. Kathy just sent 490 stars. So my math is terrible. I'm not going to even try to guesstimate what that doubled is. Double 490, and that's the amount of stars that we get. And I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna backtrack a step, and I'm gonna give another shout out to Brian because I've known Brian for tons and tons of years. Our moderator just posted up a direct link to the stars pricing, so go ahead and click that up, and you could find out. I'm gonna look at it right now too and see. So here you go. 45 stars is 99 cents. 145 stars, $2.99. 310 stars, $5.99. 530 stars, $10. This one I like. It's 6,400 stars, $99. Hey, 3,000 stars is $49.99, and that doubles. Those all double. And I need to do a screen capture of that and save that for future reference because that's important to know. Because I keep flying blind with the stars thing, and I keep saying, well, you know, they're not. They cost a little. I didn't. It's not bad. 45 stars is $1. That's not bad. I'm selling it because, like I said, we get the double. So, Kathy, again, thank you so much for sending over those stars. You are awesome. We are still in the roll call, and I'm going to give a third. 3. Actually, you do this 3. People who have seen the Tarantino movie Inglourious Bastards will know the reference to this. Sorry, it's the name of the movie. But if you've seen the movie, you'll know the significance of this in that movie. And I'm revealing myself as a Tarantino nerd. There you go. A third shout out to Brian, and I apologize for saying the B word. It was part of the name of the movie, and I'm sorry. So there you go. That is my mind is blown. I'm actually going to go on Facebook, and I'm going to kind of lurk around and see if there's some other live streams that I like, and I'm going to throw some stars to some other people if their content is good and if it's engaging. So give you that one more time. Like if you wanted to give us 45 stars, that's like $1. And then we get 30 bonus stars. It's not technically it's close to double. But I guess in the meta world, close to what they say it is good enough. We're not going to split hairs here. But like if you wanted to give us, what's a comfortable level here? I mean, 310 stars, that's $6. And then that doubles. So technically, so to do the math, if you were going to give us 45 stars, that's 99 cents. That's, 1 penny per star goes to Facebook. It's awesome. So if you like what you see, throw us some stars. We would appreciate it. It all adds up. Our moderator just sent us 65 stars. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for that. So if you are listening and you want to shout out, just post up a comment. I'll definitely give you a shout out. Also, if you like what you see, if you like what Castro Valley News brings to you, send us some stars. We would love to get some love from you. And Bob says, if 45 stars is $1, does Meta get 45 cents? I'd rather go back to direct donations. Hey, thank you for mentioning that, Bob. We do have a donation page. I just want to kind of mention one thing at a time, because mentioning too many means of donations could be confusing to people, but our moderator will definitely, there you go, moderator's always a step ahead of me. He is intrepid. That's another $2 word for tonight. That's actually like a 75-cent word. Intrepid's not too fancy, but it's not bad. So Gary also asks, so if using a credit card to buy is using a credit card to buy stars safe from frauders? Facebook is viewed by millions. Gary, if you're more comfortable using your credit card through our safe website portal, we just posted our pledge page. It's super safe. It is the only eyes on it will be ours and yours. So it is it's posted up in the comments there. It is castrovalley.news/pledge/ that goes directly to us. There is no middleman. Bob, also, if you want to do it that way, please do so. Anybody else who would rather just make sure that you do a donation to us directly, and you don't want Meta getting any of the cut, please go to our pledge page and do it that way. I'm gonna stop the stars and pledge conversation because I think it's gone on far too long, and I don't want to dedicate the entire show to asking you guys for money, because I know already you guys love us. But if you wanted to show your love in a monetary means, pledge your stars. Castro Valley News, we are a business. We have dogs to feed. You see this guy behind me on the couch? He's snoozing. We we have roofs over our head that we need to maintain. That's enough of the pledge conversation. So we kind of went through the roll call, but still, if you're listening, definitely post up a comment, and I will say hello to you. It'd be my pleasure to give you a shout out. It is always a pleasure to give shout outs to people listening. We will be doing a midway giveaway tonight, and I will do my very best to be on time. And that will be at 7:30. And I don't have a certificate for them, but tonight's midway giveaway will be $20 to Restore and Rework. They are on San Carlos Avenue. I had their address, and I, of course, lost it. Give me 1 second. Let me find that address. Their San Carlos Avenue is 1 street behind Castro Valley Boulevard. And Restore and Rework has so much stuff. They are 2572 San Carlos Avenue. Home and garden items. They have rustic furniture, antiques, one-of-a-kind gift items. If you are looking for... Oh, good evening, Micaiah. And our there you go. And Micaiah just sent us 50 stars. Thank you so much. They are at... she just posted it. 2572 San Carlos Avenue. They have fun stuff. If you're looking for and this is not an advertisement, I got no money from Restore and Rework. Actually, I gave them $20 for the gift card. And this one is different because you have to go to the shop to redeem the $20 gift credit. I'm going to call it a gift credit tonight. And I will definitely let them know the winner's name. And then whenever that person shows up, you'll have a $20 store credit right at your fingertips to get something wonderful from Restore and Work. They have tons of stuff. They have unique one-of-a-kind paints. If you are looking to, if you have a project yourself, like if you have some furniture item, something that's vintage, or something that you're looking to restore and upgrade and upscale and recycle. Upcycle is the word, not recycle. Upcycle is the word. They have amazing, unique paints. This is not an ad. I'm just telling you what they have because they're awesome and they're good people. So the Midway giveaway will be in 10 minutes, and the $20 gift credit for tonight will be Restore and Rework. They are at 2572 San Carlos Avenue. Our moderator just posted a link to their Facebook page, which also has a link to their website, which has tons of information for you to digest in regards to what they do and what they sell and what they offer. They have, like I said, tons of vintage stuff. I love the shop. I kind of stay away because the times that I go there, I am so tempted to spend all of my money on stuff that is amazing. But then you go, our moderator just said that the new camera looks amazing. Thank you, moderator. Thank you. So with that said, I wanted to share something with you that I heard. Since we got 9 minutes. This I heard on the radio earlier today. This is wild. I'm laughing because there are comical parts in this story. I'm not laughing at the subject matter at all. I just think it's wild that this actually happened. There was a dentist in Italy, and he is facing possible criminal charges after trying to receive a COVID-19 vaccine in a fake arm made of silicone. So a nurse in the northern city of Biella, Philippa Bois, said she could tell right away that something was off when a man presented a phony limb for a shot on Thursday. The nurse said, when I uncovered the arm, I felt skin that was cold and gummy, and the color was too light. This is from the nurse. She said she initially thought the 57-year-old man was an amputee and had mistakenly offered the wrong arm. She lifted the shirt and saw a silicone arm. And she understood immediately that the man was trying to avoid the vaccination by using a silicone prosthetic. Prosthetic. I'm glad I enunciated that correctly. Prosthetic and enunciate. Bob says you can't fix stupid. The nurse understood immediately the man was trying to avoid the vaccination by using a silicone prosthetic, into which he hoped that I would inject the drug, unaware. The nurse said the man acknowledged he did not want a vaccine, but to obtain a super health pass, which I think is what they're referring to in Italy as when you get your vaccine, which from Monday will be required. So in Italy, they are requiring a super health pass, which I think is our vaccine card. I've got one. It's on the other side of my computer. I'd show it to you. So this super health pass in Italy will be required to enter restaurants, cinemas, theaters, and other venues in Italy. There you go. The man had already been suspended from work because of his refusal to get vaccinated, which Italy requires for medical personnel. The nurse said the man was courteous and left the vaccination center after the failed attempt. The nurse said, we stopped and reflected, and we understood that this wasn't just a surreal situation, but a real attempt at fraud. The nurse said others at the vaccination site turned paperwork over to supervisors so they could report this case, which had been given to prosecutors. So I'm going to actually, this came out from the Associated Press. I'm going to circle this. Because this is actually, I'm going to say what I'm going to explain to you right now is actually comical, because there are times when I'm producing our magazine, I print out the magazine to read the copy, to proofread, and I have a red pencil because it's tradition. It's a long, strong, frustrating, wonderful tradition for editors and reporters to have a red coal erase. Let me give it to you this way: a red coal erase pencil that you would proofread your story. And I'm gonna flash back to when I started with the San Leandro Times in 1998, 99. That was when I rode a dinosaur to work. Bad joke, I'm sorry. When I started with the San Leandro Times, wonderful editors, Fred Zender, bless his heart, and Maggie Sharp, bless her heart as well. Maggie is still around and kicking and still writing. I would print out whatever story I was working on, and Maggie or Fred would go to task with the color erase pencil. And I'm going to show you what my stories would look like when I started. Oh man, that was a good laugh, wasn't it? That was a good hearty diaphragm laugh. It was a good one. It's another $2 word, diaphragm. So this is what my stories would look like. You see all the red circles of misspellings and grammatical hoo-has and just in general sideways writing when I started. And there was a time that I was frustrated with my stories coming back marked like this, looking like crop circles with all these circles and red things. But I actually got to the point after a couple stories where I did some personal reflection and I appreciated it because those red circles made me better. And it was my personal goal to turn in stories that required less and less red circles. And it did actually reach a point after some time, after some refinement. And actually, a lot of it is just patience in what you write. And a lot of times, and I don't have a degree in journalism. I've just been doing it for years. I learned by making mistakes and being corrected, and by being lucky enough having editors that were patient enough with my missteps and my mistakes and my mishaps and whatnot, that they were patient enough to sit and explain aspects and refer me to some of the books that were in the Times at the time, some of the news writing things. And thankfully, I reached a point where there was maybe one or two little red circles. Long story short, and I completely went off track with this, and I know we're a couple minutes away from the midway giveaway, and I want to do that on time tonight. But this, I don't feel so bad because when the magazine comes out, there are typos, and you guys are awesome. You guys see them and you point them out. I think the past few magazines have not had too many typos. Nobody's brought them to my attention. And thank you to my mom for proofreading. She's got good eyes. Barbara, yes, you are 100% accurate. The corrections only make us better, more focused. Yes, please. But this is an Associated Press story that, yes, I am old school. I do tactile things. So I printed this out so I could read it to you, because reading from the screen is not how I kind of do the show more times than not. But here in the Associated Press story, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to put it right here above my finger. They have a typo for the word supervisors. They missed the V. Associated Press is reputable as all get out of town, but it makes me feel a little bit better that they do have typos too. And goodness me, what an old-timey, cool, wholesome term that is. Goodness me. Our magazine has had more than its share of typos, but I'm proud of it, warts and all. Even the New York Times has a correction section in their publication. So that was just funny. The guy had a prosthetic rubber arm to get his vaccination. And I'm going to recycle this, but just like David Letterman used to do. There you go. And if anything comes from that story, basically what Barbara said, corrections make us better, more focused. Constructive criticism is good. And I had my share of constructive criticism when I started, and it was well deserved. I did not know what I was doing, and thank goodness Maggie Sharp, Jim Knowles, and Fred Zender were patient enough to work with me and give me the tutelage and guidance to be a better reporter, to be a better journalist, to be a better whatever it is I do now. So we are here at the Midway. I'm 1 minute late for the Midway giveaway. If you are not familiar with the Midway giveaway, what we do is every Tuesday and Saturday at 7:30 during the live show, we have a local trivia question. And the first person to text the correct answer wins a $20 or $25 gift certificate or gift credit to a local store. And these gift certificates, these gift credits, I purchase because I love local businesses and I want to give back to them because they support me. It's not a tug of war. It's a give and take. And I give, they take. They give, I take. Accept. It's a give and accept. There you go. It's a mutual expression of support. So tonight's gift credit is to Restore and Rework. They are located at 2572 San Carlos Avenue. They have tons and tons of vintage and cool and unique gifts. Like I said, they have wonderful, unique paint products. If you are upcycling furniture, they have those items too. (2572) San Carlos Avenue is the location for Restore and Rework. And without further ado, one more time, the Midway giveaway, how it works is the first person to text the correct answer to 510-331-9112 gets that store credit. Tonight's question, I love this one. What business once was situated in the Castro Valley village between Sherry's and Walgreens? 510-331-9112. I know there's people out there who know this one. I think Bob probably knows this one too. I say that every week because Bob's like an encyclopedia when it comes to Castro Valley. Castro Valley, in the village, there was a business situated between Sherry's and Walgreens. Back in the day, it would be still Walgreens. And I think the business there at the time would probably be, I don't think it was Baker Square. It might have been Baker Square. It was, oh boy, I'm going to have to tiptoe around this, and I'm sorry, guys. It was the restaurant with the name that is completely culturally backwards. It's a restaurant that's been gone for years. It starts with an S, and I'm not going to say it because it's not fun to say. But where the business is now is Sherry's. Used to be Baker Square. Walgreens, I think, has always been Walgreens. But geographically now, close your eyes and think there was a business situated between where Sherry's... Oh, okay. Yep, Barbara's right. Lions. Yeah, was it Lions too? Bob is asking a question. Viv, you have the correct name of the business that was at Sherry's before. But the business that I'm looking for, it was a business that was situated between where Sherry's is now and where Walgreens is now. There was a business there in between. Correct answer, 510-331-9112. The correct answer gets it. Someone's close. Um, Someone is extremely close. You know what? It's misspelled. Bob's got it. I knew Bob would know it. It was a photo mat. And our moderator is going to post up the. We have a photo of the photo mat. There was a photo mat. Those little kiosks, those little huts that you would drive up to, and Bob actually had the a great the hint that Bob had was totally accurate. It was a drive-through, technically a drive-through. Yes, so situated between where Sherry's is now, and it used to be Baker Square. It was that other culturally inappropriate named restaurant, and Walgreens. It was a photo mat right there where the driveway is at the Village. So shout out to Bob. Bob, I will send you. Actually, you know what, Bob? If you cruise over to Restore and Rework, I'll give you that info right now. All you have to do is just go and get your $20 store credit to Restore and Rework at 2572 San Carlos Avenue. Bob, they've got tons of vintage stuff, cool stuff. I'm sure you can find something that will be to your liking right there. And Bob says, yes, went there often with old film. So the answer is Photomat, and congratulations to Bob. Good evening to John. How are you doing? And also good evening to Patrick. Patrick is in the house. John, hope you are doing well. Same to you, Patrick. Good evening. You know what? Viv commented, and good evening to Viv. I need to give Viv a shout out as well. Yes. So, okay. That was a quick midway giveaway. Someone asked, was it a car wash? No, it wasn't a car wash. It was a photo mat. And it was a photo mat where our moderator just shared like a stock photo. Moderator, if you look on our page through the search engine, you can actually, the little magnifying glass below our banner photo, you can actually find a link to the photo mat that was between Sherry's and Walgreens. And what photo mats were they were little, gosh, they were like little tough sheds. They were like little sheds that people would drive up to. You could purchase film. You could also give them your already exposed film, and they would develop it. I don't think they developed it on site because they were small buildings, but it was they were ran by Kodak, and Kodak was called they called them Photomat, and they, oh gosh, I think it was the late 80s. I think the late 80s, a lot of them disappeared. There was one, gosh, I think there was also another one. It was a drop-off station that was close to, I think, Co-op, which is CVS now. There was also, yes, Kathy says they were booths. They were basically just booths. And Bob, you are dialed in with Micaiah, so you will be going to Restore and Rework. Good, there you go. Two people that I appreciate is Bob and Micaiah, so I'm glad you guys are going to connect. Yes, so there you go. Our moderator just found the link to the photo that we had posted previously of the actual photo mat in the Village. Back before digital cameras, back before your camera was on this thing. You know what? I kind of lived in both worlds. When film was king. My best friend from high school, his parents had a Patrick says Kelly Hill had one on the corner. There was also another one, I think by Bayfair. There was one. I think it's caddy corner to the backside of Target. There was one there. There was also one over on I think Tennyson in Hayward. Anyways, they were all over the place. And back in the days before digital cameras, when memory cards contained your photos, or your camera contained your photos, when film was king, that's where a lot of people brought their film to be developed, and they bought more film to capture their memories on. And I was just going off on a tangent there. My best friend from high school, his parents had a dark room in their house over by the San Lorenzo Library, and my stepmother also did a lot of her own photography and developed her own stuff at her house. So Patrick said 2-week delivery time. You can still, as an aside, you can still bring your film to Walgreens, and you can also, I think CVS does that as well. Oh, Brian is responding to the shout outs. He says, thank you so much. Nothing but love for you, Robert. Nothing but love for you too as well, Brian. I hope you're doing well. Hope to see you soon. Dennis says, days of the Instamatic. Yes, I shot on film when I was in high school. It was the last year that they had a photography class at the school that I went to, and it was a blast. It was fun. I only know enough about developing my own prints. I only know enough to be dangerous. There were people who knew so much more than I did in regards to doing that, but it was a blast. It was cool. But I do the majority of my filming with this thing because it's so compact. Not just still photography, but video photography, because the technology today is just so amazing. But I do have a digital camera. I have a Canon D90 that I shoot with. I love that camera. It captures a lot of stuff that the iPhone can't do. But this is just an iPhone. I think I have the 12, or it's an 11. Anyways, I'm completely derailed off track. We're talking about cameras and photomats. They're amazing. Gone the way of the dinosaur. But they were cool, and a lot of people work there. A lot of local people work there. Bob says digital and the labs at Walgreens, but then out of business. Walgreens actually does a decent job with prints, Instamatic with Flash Cube. So there you go. If you are looking to have actual film developed, Bob can vouch for Walgreens doing a decent job with prints, Instamatics with Flash, and Instamatics. The old school Polaroids have been hot again because of the nostalgia and how they just can spit out your photo instantly. They're fun. You can still. I think Kodak is making new Polaroid cameras. There's some other brands that do smaller prints that are instant. They're fun. They're fun as heck. Some of the things that people do with them are awesome. I have a photography book from the actor. Jeez. Welcome to the Annunciation Seminar. The actor Anton Yelkin, who passed away at a young age. I have one of his photography books, and he did a lot of stuff with Polaroids that are just fun to look at. Anyways, that's a different story. We're here 7:44, so we still have some time. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Dennis says the days of the Instamatic. Yes, sir. Yeah, good. I'm up to speed with the comments. I have a Lucille Lord story that I want to share because I've kind of been squirreling them away, and I haven't been sharing them. And she's been super diligent and generous and amazing sending those in. So I definitely want to get to a Lucille Lord story because most episodes it's just me kind of blathering on about things and whatnot. And I definitely want to highlight Lucille and some of her Castro Valley stories that she has been gracious and wonderful enough to send over. But I wanted to mention something that is in the news. It's definitely in the headlines. There are a lot of people, a lot of situations, instances where there's robberies happening, and this they all hit home because whenever someone is a victim of a crime or injured or heaven forbid killed due to these robberies that are happening, it's just shocking. But this one really caught my ear, caught my eye even more so. This was just Friday. A San Francisco Chronicle reporter on assignment in West Oakland was robbed at gunpoint for 2 cameras on the 3rd, which was yesterday. And I guess there were a number of individuals. I only saw bits and pieces. There wasn't a lot of detail in this story in regards to whether they were followed or what was happening. It could have been just like a crime of opportunity. But as a reporter, there have been years and years and years where I have gone out on assignment in my days with the forum where I would be geared up with 2 cameras. I would be geared up with a Nikon, and I have feet in Nikon and Canon. I know there's people who are dedicated to one or the other. I shoot with what works. I don't care if it's a Canon or a Nikon. But I would have 2 cameras. I would have my Nikon, which was for close-ups, and I would also have a Canon that would be telephoto. And there's a lot of reporters who are a lot of them now are independent contractors because a lot of the news companies, you can imagine there's a lot of companies that don't want to have people full-time employee. You can imagine it saves some cash, whatnot. There are a lot of these journalists and reporters out there that pay for their own equipment out of their own pocket. I did too. Oh man. Nothing against the forum. I love the forum. It was a shoestring budget. So the camera that was issued to me, hey, Patrick, thank you for the 99 stars. You are awesome, sir. Thank you. And if you're not familiar, Facebook is doubling the stars for us. So if you're listening, throw us some stars. We would love to have them. They don't cost a lot of money. All you got to do is just click in the comments, click stars, send us a couple if you want to. If not, it's all good. Janella, thank you. Janella said, happy Saturday. Totally forgot you're on Saturday. Yes, we're Saturdays and Tuesdays now. And thank you, Janella, for the 200 stars, 190 stars, because Facebook is doubling the stars. Thank you, Janella. You are awesome. I appreciate you so much. Janella is a local realtor. This is not an ad. She is it's Century 21, correct? And if not, correct me. Janella, local realtor. She does tons of stuff for the community behind the scenes with the Rotary, Chamber of Commerce, you name it, she's doing it. And Janella is also another person who has sent stars 3 weeks in a row. Thank you, Janella. You are awesome. Getting back to this situation here, also on November 24th, I'm sure you heard about this. This blew my mind, and for 2 reasons. When I heard about this, there was a Cron 4 reporter doing a story, and the TV journalists have security guards with them because there's people coming up trying to jack them for these expensive video cameras. And I shouldn't be surprised because I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, and I'm really appalled that anyone in a business such as reporting or being a journalist needs to have a guard with them because out of fear of having their equipment stolen from them. But this was the on November 24th. There was a tragic, horrible, appalling death of a security guard who was protecting Kron for a reporter. Ken Nishida died. He was a former police officer. Um, and I'm just mentioning this because this really hits home because I'm a reporter, I'm a journalist, and thankfully a lot of times I go to my assignment with this. But with that said, these things are not cheap. Elisa, good evening to you. Elisa says, I hope I'm saying that correct. Elisa, if it's Eliza, correct me. Good evening to you, Elisa. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. Everybody else as well. It sucks that we live in a society today where we have to worry about things that we work hard for in our property. But I wanted to mention this because it hits home. It resonates different with me because it's my profession, and there were incidents here and there where I think KTVU and Channel 7, I think KGO, I think their crews were jacked for their equipment. I'm sorry, I don't robbed. They were robbed for their equipment, and for the most part, these reporters are out there just trying to help our society by informing them and enriching our lives by bringing stories to them to inform them. And and journalism is like the lowest desired profession because the market seems to be squishing, because big businesses have bought out a lot of the news agencies, the newspapers, the radio stations. Majority of them are owned by big business, and news is now run as a business to make money. Castro Valley News is not like that. I'm going to toot our horn because if you do not toot your horn, it will forever go forward in a state of untootedness. Gary says, I agree. Don't feel safe going to certain locations in the Bay Area. I agree. And I don't think it's a geographic thing. I don't think it's just an issue with San Francisco or any other East Bay city. There are instances, people downtown Castro Valley, over at the Village, there were a ton of laptop thefts. There were also a lot of laptop thefts at the Starbucks over on Lake Chabot Road. There was a rash of them. I think it was right before the pandemic and during the pandemic. So I don't think it's necessarily a geographic type issue. I think it's just the day and age that we live in, that these crimes are crimes of opportunity. So, for instance, if you are a reporter and you are armed with expensive cameras, you're becoming a target, and it's unfortunate. Elisa says people are in such pain that they want to cause pain to others. I love that you bring up that point, that with what's going on with the pandemic and people out of work and people in financial dire straits, I think there's a lot of people in pain, and I think I'm going to wax poetic here. I think it's more important now more than ever for us to be kind to each other, and instead of going to anger, be generous and kind. It's tough. It's tough. Barbara, thank you for the comment. The media must be protected or it will be silenced. I agree. And I bring, like I said, I brought this up because it hits home that, and like I said before, I would go to assignments when I was with the forum and I would have two cameras. And I had never heard about those things happening, but, it's just a reminder for everyone to definitely be more aware and be more diligent when it comes to what you are doing. And if you are walking like this and you're surrounded by people, and if you're surrounded hopefully not by someone who wants your device, you may lose your device. So definitely be mindful of your surroundings. We've had folks with law enforcement on the show many times. It's a simple fact. A lot of crimes are crimes of opportunity. So if you are walking around with your cell phone, tuck yourself to a corner where you can see people and be more aware. I know it sucks that we have to live our lives this way, but it is the reality that we live with. It is the reality that surrounds us. Also, I was just discussing this earlier today with an amazing, wonderful person. A lot of times, I have always, there you go. Patrick says, see something, say something. Definitely. There you go. But also be mindful that if you confront someone who may be doing something criminal, you're putting yourself in danger. So definitely be mindful of that. You don't know who's got a what sort of weapon on them. Don't put yourself in a position where you can be hurt. This thing is replaceable. You are not. That's an important thing to remember. So getting back to the wonderful person that I was talking to earlier today, a lot of times you leave things in plain sight in your vehicle. And this certainly was the case with the laptop thefts and purse thefts that were happening at that coffee shop on Lake Chabot Road. Gary says, if you still have a flip phone, you are safe as nobody wants those. That might not be accurate. I hope you're right, but that might not be accurate because my mom has a flip phone, and I hope I hope nobody wants to rob my mom. Goodness me. Talking about things when you park your car, definitely leave nothing in plain view, even if it's a cord that looks like it's coming from a charger. That could attract attention and someone might want to smash and grab your car. Certainly if you have a laptop bag, put that in your trunk. Take it with you if you can. Put it over your shoulder. Do not leave things that are valuable in plain view. That was certainly the case at, like I said, that coffee shop on Lake Chabot Road. There were so many cars. There were a lot of cars that were smashed and grabbed. And all it took was someone was going in to get a coffee and people were of a mind, like I would be, like you would be. I'm just going to go into this business for 2 minutes. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to do that there. And then those cars were smashed and grabbed. Don't allow yourself to be a victim of these crimes. Be more mindful. Good evening to Denise. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. And like Alameda County Sheriff's Sergeant Ray Kelly has always said, a lot of these things are crimes of opportunity. The holidays are upon us. We're probably going to see more porch pirates. You can prevent that by having your packages delivered to where you work. You can have them delivered to the Amazon boxes that are at local businesses. The website has that information. I absolutely don't like promoting Amazon, and that sounds terrible, but I had to mention them anyways. So if you're going to have packages delivered from the Juggernaut online seller of stuff, have them sent, if you can, send them to a neighbor that you know will be home. Do that. Don't make yourself a victim. Do everything that you can to not be a victim. This is what I do, and I've done this for years. I usually have my car windows rolled down a little bit. I leave the doors unlocked. There's nothing in my car to steal. There is actually a fire extinguisher in the back seat. If you want it, take it. You won't have to break my window to get it. It's right there. It's worth maybe $3 because it's really old. And I will gladly go buy a new one if you need it. That may not be good for you. You may not be comfortable with leaving your windows rolled down or your car doors unlocked. I do. It's just what I do. And I don't leave anything in clear view. Elisa says, good idea. Barbara says, going out as a group is a safer way to get around. Also, taking your dogs with you is a great way to stay safe. Most times, these are deterrents to people who would look for the easiest target. Wonderful point. I've mentioned this before. I have tattoos. I work out. I have a shaved head. I have a big pit bull. I'm not bragging, but there are a lot of times I walk down the street, people will cross the street away from us. But I am a sweetheart, and my dog is a pussycat. There are people who know Hank who are listening who probably know my pit bull is sweeter than sugar. He is so sweet he makes sugar taste like salt. But Barbara brings up a wonderful point that's completely accurate. Don't make yourself a target. Another thing that Randall said, I'm going to unhide this because I love that comment. Randall says he bought plastic poop and put it on his front seat when he parks. There you go. It works. Also, something that I learned in learning mixed martial arts is always eye contact. If you are looking away, you seem timid. You seem like you are not assertive. Always keep eye contact. Don't stare people down because that can attract attention to you. But keep your head up. Maintain eye contact. Assert yourself. Carry pepper spray if you have to. Do what you have to do. Don't be a victim. And also, definitely, if it would make you feel better, and I don't know why we're going into a self-defense tangent here, take a MMA class or Kajikembo or what was the other one that's fantastic? Judo. These are things not to be cool and brawny and, oh, I'll take you, big guy. These things teach you confidence and they teach you self-empowerment, which is what those things are about. It's not about beating people up or ripping an eyeball out when you're in a fight. It's really about being more confident and feeling safe. Elisa says that wouldn't work for me. My dog is 7 pounds. Elisa, get yourself some pepper spray, have it on your leash, and stay safe. I'm only mentioning all this because I don't want you guys to become a victim. I don't want myself to be a victim. I don't want anyone I love. I don't want anyone to be a victim. But keep your tech out of sight. Maintain some eye contact. That way you can definitely see if someone's going to be reaching in a pocket. You can scoop up your dog and run away and scream. I think the thing that I've learned is if you yell fire, people come running. If you yell anything else, they don't pay attention. But definitely have dial your phone. 667-7721 dials you directly to the sheriff's department. And if you're on the phone saying, yes, say it loud. Is this a sheriff's department? There's someone coming after me, blah, blah, blah. That might work as a deterrent. With that said, guys, I'm over an hour because I'm blathering because, damn it, I want you guys to be safe. I don't want you guys to be a victim. I don't want any more reporters. I don't want any more people falling prey to people just coming up and trying to jack them for the stuff. And I don't want people to get hurt. Let's see. Barbara says, my brother says, just talk out loud to yourself and yell something weird every now and then. They'll definitely go in the other direction. That might work. Guys, be safe. We'll see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another show. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you guys for listening. You guys are awesome. Without you people, there is no Castro Valley News. So I should be sending you guys some stars. I'm going to get my credit card out right now and send everybody some stars because you guys make the page amazing. And thank you so much. We'll see you Tuesday at 7 p.m. Stay safe. Hope everyone is having a wonderful, safe holiday season. And as always, when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. Patrick, you're welcome. Enjoy your weekend as well. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Stay safe.